In this video, you'll see how easy it is to set up and utilize Positive Pay in Microsoft Dynamics NAV 2016. Positive Pay is a common North America best practice used to prevent check fraud by creating a file to send to the bank each time paper checks are created. The bank matches the file against checks presented for payment, flagging non-compliant checks for review or rejection, and clearing checks which match the file. At the end of this video, you will understand not only how to set up this important fraud prevention tool, but also how to manage the records created for better payment traceability. By executing the following steps, we will be ready to use Positive Pay. We will first set up Positive Pay, then we will create an export file, and finally we will manage the export file. Our first step will be to set up Positive Pay. Let's begin by taking a look at the data exchange definition for the bank. There are two default formats available for Positive Pay export files. One is from Citibank, the other is from Bank of America. These can be used as a starting point for your particular bank's requirements. The important things to note here are that the type is set to Positive Pay export, and posting line definitions have been created. There's nothing that needs to change here, so let's move on to create a record on the bank export-import setup. Here, we do need to add a new line, so we will create a code and a name. Let's give it a name that's a little nicer than the code. And we need to change the direction from export to export-positive pay. And finally, we need to set the data exchange definition code from the prior step in this field. Once this is done, the remaining information fills in by default. Finally, we need to associate the bank export-import setup with the bank accounts we would like to use. On the bank account card, we can see there are some new fields on the Transfer Fast tab. We'll need to fill in the code we just created in the Positive Pay export code field. You can enter the same Positive Pay export code for multiple bank accounts if the format is the same. Now your system is configured to create a Positive Pay export file. Our next step will be to create an export file. The Positive Pay export action is available on the bank accounts list as well as on the bank account card. The last upload date will show the last time you created an export file. We haven't done one yet. And the cutoff upload date will allow you to filter the payments you are including in the file you sent to the bank. The records in the Positive Pay export detail are created when we print checks from the payment journal, which I have done ahead of time. Check printing can be done multiple times and will accumulate here until we're ready to send the export file, and allows us to minimize fees charged by the bank for file transmission. In this case, I would like to accept all payments created, so I will select Export. I can then save the file, and the default file name is the date exchange definition combined with the date. Once I have created the export file, the next step will be to manage the export file. Microsoft Dynamics NAV 2016 will store all of the Positive Pay files created, and I can find them on the Navigate tab of the bank card under Positive Pay entries. You can see the summary of the export that was just created here. If necessary, you could choose to re-export a Positive Pay file, and you can also view the detail information included in the export at any time. Finally, you can also record a confirmation number as verification that the file was successfully uploaded by the bank. Let's review the steps to use Positive Pay. We began with the setup of Positive Pay, then we created the export file, and finally we were able to manage the export file. The topics covered in this video have shown us how to configure Positive Pay, verify export detail, create export files, view exported records, and record a confirmation number. To learn more about Microsoft Dynamics NAV 2016 features, please visit the Get Ready page on PartnerSource or the Microsoft Dynamics Learning Portal. Thank you for watching this video about Positive Pay. I look forward to seeing you again in another How Do I video. This video was created in collaboration with Microsoft and the Training Center, Platon.